Good evening, class of 2022. My name is Sean Armstrong, Dean of University College. I am pleased to lead off this evening's ceremony by saying, you made it. First, let's start with acknowledging the people who supported you. Whether they're here or not, please show your love for them with a round of applause. I understand the value of having a spouse, partner, parent, children, colleague, and friends support you in this pursuit. Yes, you did the work, but it's important to understand that this work also took a village. It took the community to help you through. On behalf of my colleagues here at WashU, I want to say I am happy that you made it. On Friday, the university will hold a ceremony to formally confer your degree. We wanted to take this opportunity to celebrate you. Graduates, please give yourselves a round of applause. Earlier in the academic year, I talked about the importance of earning your degree. It opens doors to opportunities you have not yet imagined. Earning my degrees allowed me to advance in my career and afforded me the opportunity to come to WashU and serve as dean at one of the finest institutions in the country, something I did not imagine. I am hopeful that you, as you decide on your next steps, will find a path to your dreams like I did. But first, take the time to pause, reflect, celebrate, and most importantly, be thankful to all the people who supported you. Be grateful for the grit and perseverance you demonstrated. You deserve all the good fortune that lies ahead. At this time, I would like to recognize the following people for joining us tonight. First, our distinguished guest, Dr. Beverly Wendland. Dr. Wendland is Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs at Washington University in St. Louis. As Provost, Beverly is the Chief Academic Officer of WashU, responsible for teaching, learning, and research across the Danforth campus. Prior to her appointment, Beverly served as Dean at the Krieger School of Arts and Sciences at Johns Hopkins University. A distinguished scholar, Beverly's research has been funded by the National Institutes of Health and the National Science Foundation. She is an author of numerous scholarly publications and recipient of several prestigious awards. In 2015, she was recognized as a fellow in the American Association for the Advancement of Science. All of that means she's big. Second, my leadership team, who worked tirelessly to ensure your experience here at University College was as smooth as possible. Patricia Matthews is our Associate Dean for Academics and previously served as Director of Summer School. Prior to joining WashU, she was Associate Professor of Philosophy at Florida State University. Within the community, she volunteers with St. Louis Public Schools and Welcome Neighborhood. Patricia Matthews. Karen Novak is our Senior Director of Administration and Finance. In this role, she oversees administrative, financial, and operational areas for the school. A graduate of University College herself, Karen appreciates the effort and commitment you've made in achieving the educational goal you celebrate tonight. Karen Novak. Andy Thorpe is our Senior Director of Student Engagement and Communications for University College. Prior to University College, Andy served for 16 years as the Executive Director at the Miriam Foundation, a St. Louis nonprofit organization dedicated to improving the quality of life for children with learning disabilities. Andy Thorpe. My final introduction is our guest speaker, Dr. Shante Bolton, Washington University in St. Louis's Executive Vice Chancellor and Chief Administrative Officer. Dr. Bolton provides strategic counsel to university leadership and serves as the key point person for Danforth campus operations. Prior to WashU, Dr. Bolton was the Vice President and Deputy Chief operating officer at Tulane University in New Orleans. A valedictorian graduate of Vashon High School, Dr. Bolton grew up in St. Louis and left after high school to attend Alabama A&M University, where she earned her bachelor's and master's degrees. She went on to earn her doctorate in organizational psychology from Walden University. Dr. Bolton can often be heard saying that she believes in leading with love and is committed to excellence without exception. We wish she could be here tonight with us in person, but we are grateful that she could rally for us to inspire and ignite a spirit of hope and fire that you need to mark this milestone and your next chapter. Dr. Bolton.
Thank you to Dean Armstrong and the entire University College team for inviting me to speak at this auspicious and nothing short of joyous occasion. And to the 2022 Washington University graduates, may I greet you with pride and warmly with a resounding congratulations on a job well done. Wow, this is a huge milestone for you. As you conclude this chapter of the story you are authoring and mark the end of a well-traveled journey, I hope it's not the end of your book of wisdom on how to engage in lifelong learning and growing. University College is a very special place. Each of you learned while balancing careers, families, and your day-to-day lives. That is a very tall order. But today, you can celebrate the end result of your steadfast commitment to furthering your education and earning a degree that will open up so many doors to new and fulfilling experiences. I myself am a true believer in lifelong learning, and I once had the privilege of sitting where you are. Someone said to me before, commit yourself to lifelong learning. The most valuable asset you'll ever have is your mind, and what you put in it is yours to own. So as you reflect on your University College experience and the education you have received from Washington University, remember, you gave yourself a gift by putting in the work and being curious and ambitious enough to learn something new. Your degree is an opportunity that will take you to a new path. Keep your mind open, keep learning, keep a spirit of curiosity, and always focus on growing. One of the greatest aspects of University College is that the students are members of our community. You are employees at local organizations, you are raising families in the area, you are part of the fabric of this community. WashU is in St. Louis, for St. Louis, but most importantly, with St. Louis. Your education helps strengthen your impact in our region. And I want you to hear me say it, we need you. St. Louis needs you. Our schools, our children, our businesses, our local municipalities, our people. We need your ambition, your tenacity, your will to make a difference. And right now, on a day where the energy is palpable and you are feeling the joy of a major milestone, remember this, carry it with you and don't ever lose it. On days when you feel tired, burnt out, looking for a change, remember the feeling of what commitment, persistence, and an open mind can bring if you just stay focused and keep going. Our city is at the cusp of change, of growth, and of vitality. St. Louis needs your spirit, your energy, and your contributions. Now I know you are ready to get out of your seats and rejoice with your classmates, your friends, and family. So I will leave you with this. You matter. You are a bright light in St. Louis, and you are everything this community needs to thrive. So keep learning, stay curious, and bring your talent and open mind to all that you do in making this a better city and a better region, and Washington University a better institution. I am so very proud of you. We are all proud of you. Thank you, and again, Congratulations to the class of 2022.
Andrew has been teaching with University College since 2006 and regularly teaches 2 compensation courses each semester. We often talk about the value of meeting students where they are, and Andrew does this through patience, dedication, and a belief that each student can be a better writer. Andrew is known for instilling confidence. Words of appreciation from his students include, "Thank you for helping me when I wanted to give up. Even when I doubted myself, I surprised myself. Your guidance and direction were extremely helpful and reassuring. Thank you for being patient with me as I learn a new way of writing." Andrew is also known for the excellent and plentiful feedback that leads to improved writing. Students have remarked he always provided encouraging feedback that pushed us to be better writers. So no matter where you were at, you will have improved in this class. The doctors in my office have mentioned how much my writing skills have improved. It's challenging, but worth the challenge, because I've learned to become a better writer overall. Most of all, Andrew is appreciated for being, quote unquote, the best professor. Andrew Bynum could not be with us this evening, but shared these recorded remarks.
Hello and good evening, everyone. I'm sorry I can't be with you this evening at your recognition ceremony. In fact, I'm not even live, as I am in a different space-time continuum, Raleigh, North Carolina, in late April. So perhaps by the time that you hear this, not only will you have graduated, but Albert Pujols will be 4th in the all-time home run leaders list. But wherever and whenever I am, this award, the Dean's Faculty Award, means a great deal to me. And later, I will be thanking the people that I need to thank. But what's much more important than me speaking to you now is that you are being recognized at this ceremony this evening for earning your degrees. That's what I want to celebrate, because no group of students deserves it more. I want to start with a riddle, if I may. A group of people, strangers to one another, walk into a room, not a bar, but a room. The first is an EMT response officer. The second, a clinical research coordinator. They take their seats, followed by a retired fighter pilot who is now a campus police officer. A nurse manager enters the room with an occupational therapist, and they look for seats together, having struck up a conversation in the corridor. Next to arrive is a former college basketball player from Oklahoma who indicates an empty chair for a store brand manager. A structure biologist holds open the door for a person who is even older than me, the owner of a chain of grocery stores across Missouri. What do these people have in common, I ask you? They have all taken one or more of my U College classes during the past 16 years. Yes, 16 years. Whether that be an analytical writing class, critical and research writing, or speaking and presentation. In fact, they are a typical cross-section of students that make up most of our U College classes. People from all walks of life, from all educational and social backgrounds. Some, like the grocery store owner, began their degrees a long time ago, 1969 in fact. Others have returned to school after hiatuses of 5, 10, and 20 years. Some are nervous and curious about what awaits them. Others are there because the class is required. One or two are shopping, bouncing from class to class, looking for a home. They regard me dubiously, wondering how this strange-sounding geezer can possibly be valued for money. Some feel their age, others feel not old enough. One or two look at the price of the textbooks and shake their heads. All are tired or in that spacey place where their bodies think they should be cooking or eating dinner. Some eat that dinner to the clack of plastic and polythene, the fizzy release of a soda brand that wouldn't be their first choice. Phone clocks are consulted, yawns stifled. It is 6 o'clock. I start to speak and experience those few moments familiar to teachers and ring-tailed lemurs at the zoo of being the object of a dispassionate, if not disinterested gaze. The grocery store owner is kitted out in full Cardinals regalia. He's just come back from the stadium and already has his hand up. I read all my papers on the Cardinals in the last class, he says. I'll try not to do the same this time. I tell him not to rule this out just yet. Who knows where his research will take him? To paraphrase Samuel Johnson, a man or a person who is tired of the Cardinals is tired of life. 2 hours of talking, writing, and planning later, the students file out in chatty pairings and microgroups. The class is no longer a parchment-dry syllabus, but something more organic and shape-shifting. The police officer and the occupational therapist realize they have other classes together and compare notes. The nurse manager advises the EMT how best to navigate the library. The structure biologist shows the basketball player how to throw in Aussie rules football. Most, if not all, will be back next week with more questions to ask, that textbook bought slightly less grudgingly. I gather up my books and papers and feel like I am something bigger than myself. That evening, as I close the class door and switch out the lights, I am already a veteran of 100 conversations. I wonder where else I would meet such a cross-section of animated, intelligent, and quietly motivated people. Adult education, or continuing ed, is at once rich in tradition and a harbinger of what is to come. Some of us sitting here or there this evening take new college classes for convenience, but others have chosen this model ahead of more traditional options. I believe we should get to choose the time in life to continue our education, and if that study is interrupted for any reason, we should have the chance to resume it. I got my undergraduate degree at 21, and while I was lucky and privileged to do that, I don't recall it as being a particularly satisfying experience. Then at 35, I went back to school, paying my own way, working as a teacher while studying. And I remember savoring that experience, the critical thinking, the cut and thrust of debate, discussion. Education does that for us. It invites us to think for ourselves in the company of others. 3 years ago, I left St. Louis and was asked to continue teaching my classes online. In March 2020, I felt very lucky indeed, as others endured a crash course on online teaching and education was shaken to its roots. But you college students were more prepared than the rest of us. Many of you had already taken or were taking online classes, benefiting from the enhanced flexibility. Today, the hybrid model of in-person and online classes has come to stay, and that's how it should be. Barriers should be constantly stormed until they dissolve completely. To be honored in this way as a distinguished teacher this evening is both gratifying and bittersweet. Bittersweet because as an online instructor, I miss those moments of class interaction, in-class interaction. Gratifying because this award means, I hope, that one or two of you in this room have benefited from taking my classes, even though they were mostly required. And that is the greatest reward. So it is the students I want to thank first this evening. I would also like to thank Dean Armstrong and Dean Matthews for choosing me. Dean Matthews has been a strong source of support and guidance for many years at U College. On the front lines, a big thank you to all the advisors, Elizabeth Fote, Lily Dolan, Rebecca O'Loughlin, and Elisa Wang. As students, you will have appreciated the work of at least one of these names, these dedicated advocates, but advisors are just as important to us as teachers for their insight in how people tick in both delicate and joyous times. Lisa especially has provided me with remarkable support during one or two bumps in the road on the way. Finally, a huge round of thanks and debt goes to Victoria Thomas, who is not only responsible for my continued employment at U College, but has been a friend and motivator too. It was Victoria who suggested I stay connected to U College when my wife and I left St. Louis, and whose common sense, humour, and discernment has proved invaluable on many occasions. So it remains for me to say congratulations again, and best of luck in all your future endeavours. Have a great evening. Thank you.
It's my honor to present the Dean's Award for Academic Excellence to Catherine Ann Keener. Catherine has earned her bachelor's degree in international studies and her master's in international affairs, and has been a member of Alpha Sigma Lambda Honor Society since 2020. She has been on the Dean's list every semester since becoming a University College student. Not only was she an outstanding student, she also found time to tutor at St. Louis Community College. I asked Dr. Winnie Poster, Catherine's direct research project advisor, to tell me why she thought Catherine deserved this award. Dr. Poster said a lot of great things about Catherine, but in summary, she said, quote, "Catherine is an amazing student in so many aspects. I've had her in several of my classes, and she stood out in all of them." She also described her as a thinker with an in-depth mind for research, as a wonderful classmate and collaborator, and as a mentor to other students. Catherine, I'd tell you to come up, but you're up, so congratulations. Come on up, we want to take a picture. Here you go. That's for you. Come on right over here, I think. It is now my honor to introduce our student speaker for the evening. Africa Baker earned her master's degree in teaching and learning last summer from University College. The master's in teaching and learning aims to place and retain highly qualified teachers in area high needs classrooms. As part of that program, Africa completed her master's studies while also teaching full-time. Africa and her fellow students not only managed the difficult balance of work and academics, but also did this during a COVID pandemic. Africa is currently teaching 8th grade English language arts at Ferguson Middle School. But as you will hear from Ms. Baker, this is more than just getting a degree. It's about the students she impacts daily. Join me in welcoming Africa Baker.
Thank you, Andy. Good evening, everyone. Those who know me best call me Miss Baker. I'm a graduate of Washington University, and I am a St. Louis teacher residency educator of record. And every day I wake up and go back to middle school. Only this time, I'm the adult in the room. As the adult in the room, I help students understand and appreciate their learning opportunities and potential. I feel extremely grateful for a position that allows me to positively impact others because we all know the world needs it. I'm also thankful for my role as a teacher because even though I'm the adult in the room, my students help me learn a few things as well. For example, I learned that when kids say they're going outside, it doesn't mean what you and I probably think it does. They're not riding their bikes anymore and going to the park. Going outside means they're going to parties. Needless to say, I've stopped asking my students if they went outside over the weekend. Sometimes what I learn is deeper than teenage lingo, and these enduring understandings often happen after days and weeks of pain, when I'm sitting at my desk thinking to myself, wow, no one told me this work would be this hard. Well, let me tell you, it's hard. And in most professions, but especially education, it can be easy to fall into darkness, so I had to make a choice. Continue to experience disharmony in this position that I love, or create joy in the responsibility of being a teacher. And I chose joy. Joy for me came when I realized that there is a learning opportunity and something worth celebrating in every moment, no matter how small. And that brings me to the first lesson I'd like to share with you today. Out of infinite possibilities, choose exactly what you want. My students know that what I mean by this is, although we can't always control what happens in our lives, we can always control how we respond. Because I chose to respond to a post-pandemic world by creating a supportive community of learning and care, I have students who respond to living in a world of illusion by choosing to be their authentic selves. This is demonstrated in a letter a student wrote to me at the beginning of the year. Dear Ms. Baker, thank you for being such an amazing teacher to me. Even though you've only been my teacher for so little, I've enjoyed our time together. You showed me that it's okay to be myself, and you pushed me to be better and go beyond, and I thank you for that. I hope we can make more memories and that the rest of our years together is filled with good vibes and lots of love. When this small moment presented itself to me, I cherished it, and I learned that I am of influence. Later, I was able to share this learning with someone else. This came one day during my plan period, also known as a teacher's break time. A student rushed into my room, and my initial response was irritation because, hello, this is my break. Then when I saw how broken they looked, I sat down with them and asked, what's wrong? I don't feel like I belong, they said. Before COVID, I used to be outgoing. Now I don't know how to talk to people, and I feel so lonely, I'm overwhelmed. I told this student, you are of influence. There is a greatness you carry, and it's time for you to recognize that wherever you are and whoever you are around, there is an influence. When you feel bored, that just means you have room to be creative. It means you have room to get to know yourself more. And as you get to know more about yourself and step into all that you are, you can choose what you want that influence to be. This small moment helped me understand that our lives are always in conversation with us, and we must be good listeners. Going back to middle school as the adult in the room has helped me understand that every student is a teacher, and every teacher is a student. Small moments from the past few years have revealed that life is about making the best out of what you are given every day, and every one of you has been given the opportunity to create something beautiful. Please use it. One student, one patient, one exploration, and one idea at a time. As you open this next chapter, I urge you to consider how you can find joy in the responsibility that creating the masterpiece of your life requires. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa. Would the candidates for Associates in Arts and Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Clinical Research Management, Communications, Economics, English, Global Leadership and Management, Healthcare, Industrial and Organizational Psychology, Integrated Studies, International Studies, Mathematics, Political Science, Psychological and Brain Sciences, and Sustainability, and undergraduate certificates in Business, Forensic Psychology, Sustainability, Creative Writing, and Clinical Research Management, please come forward to be recognized. Elvin John Chambers, Bachelor of Science in Integrated Studies, Professional Track. Elizabeth Ann Lloyd, Bachelor of Science in Integrated Studies, Alpha Sigma Lambda. John Schuler, Bachelor of Science in Sustainability, Management and Organizations, Final Honors, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Jalen M. Burton, Bachelor of Science in Integrated Studies, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Atlee Jude Eslow Winningham, close, Certificate in Business. Lawrence Chiteshi, Bachelor of Science, Integrated Studies, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Ida Duplantier, Bachelor of Science in Psychological and Brain Sciences, Final Honors, Certificate in Forensic Psychology, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Michael Antry, Bachelor of Science, Economics. Lisa Dawn McCrillis, Bachelor of Science in Healthcare, Health Sciences. Lori A. Redder, Bachelor of Science in Clinical Research Management, Final Honors, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Abigail King, Certificate in Creative Writing. Erna Besich, Bachelor of Science in Psychological and Brain Sciences, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Connor William Killen, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology. Deborah Antonia Drake, Bachelor of Science in Integrated Studies. Tanya Tanita Bledsoe, Bachelor of Science in Healthcare, Healthcare Management. Ashley R. Barnes, Bachelor of Science in Integrated Studies, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Alicia Ann Marie Sexauer, Bachelor of Science in Integrated Studies, Final Honors, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Jennifer Basarich, Bachelor of Science in Psychological and Brain Sciences, Final honors, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Maribel A. Chubusky, Associate in Arts. Andrea Nicole Gebhardt, Bachelor of Science in Psychological and Brain Sciences. Catherine Mabel Fisher, Bachelor of Science in Psychological and Brain Sciences, final honors. Jessica Sarver, Bachelor of Science in Healthcare, Healthcare Management, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Amir Alexander L. Akabi, Bachelor of Science in Healthcare, Healthcare Management, Alpha Sigma Lambda.
Would the candidates for Master of Arts in Nonprofit Management, American Culture Studies, Biology, Teaching and Learning, Human Resources Management, Liberal Arts, International Affairs, Statistics, Master of Science in Biology and Clinical Research Management, and Advanced and Graduate Certificates in Pre-Medical Studies, Nonprofit Management, and Human Resources Management, please come forward to be recognized. Andrew Carey Barnes, Master of Liberal Arts, James E. McLeod Honors and Awards, John B. Irvin Award. Juan Darnell Bean, BSMA, Bachelor of Science in Communications, Integrated Marketing Communications with final honors, Master of Arts in Human Resources Management, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Patrick Holt, Master of Arts in Human Resources Management. Steve Makram Bashara, Master of Arts in Human Resources Management. Mary Grace Riordan, Master of Arts in Statistics. Woodrow Sullivan, Doctor of Liberal Arts, awarded posthumously. Catherine Kelly Doherty, Master of Liberal Arts. Sandy Nicole Bowers, Master of Arts in Teaching and Learning. Peter Gerard Riker, Master of Arts in Statistics. Laura Dardick, Laura Faith Dardick, Master of Liberal Arts. Lacey Raper, Master of Arts in Biology. Post-Baccalaureate Certificate in Pre-Medical Studies. Africa Baker, Master of Arts in Teaching and Learning. Julie McMahon Kennedy, Master of Arts in International Affairs. Wow. Catherine Ann Kuhner, BS, MA, Bachelor of Science in International Studies, International Political Economy and Business with final honors, Master of Arts in International Affairs, Alpha Sigma Lambda. Karina Aquino, Master of Arts in Nonprofit Management. Erica Michelle Ebsworth Gould, Master of Arts in Nonprofit Management. Jamie Lynn Wonderley, Master of Science in Clinical Research Management. Richard Nathaniel Street, Master of Arts in International Affairs. Alexis Arata, Master of Arts in American Culture Studies. Nora P. Swearingen, Master of Arts in Biology. If there are students who have not yet been recognized, please come forward now. All right, thank you.
Before we leave, I wanted to thank some unsung heroes, Alicia, George, Maria, Elisa, Janet, Rebecca, Kevin, Amber, Lily, our photographers, and the young lady here who's been helping to ensure that everyone can understand us. Thank you very much for supporting us. I want to thank you all for coming tonight. Please remain seated until the graduating students have exited the chapel, and an usher will release you thereafter.